Huge crowd inside at Knowsley Road. Brian said it was 27 degrees at pitch side, and James Child is the man in the middle. I can tell him it was even warmer in the studio. It was 28 degrees up here, but 28 degrees downstairs, so it's cooling off a little bit. And Lucy getting a great round of applause from this St Helens and Wigan crowd. Tommy Makinson's shirt, but Paul Wellens is her favourite, and she disappears, and we'll watch now from the stand. So here we go, and Wigan, can they go back top of the table? Can the St Helens youngsters, can they produce the goods again for Nathan Brown?
Well, it's a golden opportunity, Eddie, in regards to the fact that Wigan, of course, without their captain Sean O'Loughlin and the mercurial Sam Tompkins. An amazing stat in the 14. Look at that. Did it well. It was a good kick-off and a good chase. You can see that Wigan, they mean business. A lot of people talking about the fact that they'll be going into...
To get them out of jail.
As I said, Eddie, they've got an absolutely fantastic opportunity tonight. The big thing, though, is it's extremely warm, as you said. In fact, it's boiling hot. And therefore, the kicking game is going to be important. The big forwards, especially late in this game, they will struggle. That looked a high shot. It should have been penalised. It wasn't.
This is Willie Manu now for St Helens. He's featured in the last 8. Solid defence on show from the Wigan Warriors. Francis Melly going down. Manu waiting at dummy half. That's John Wilkin. Here is Tony Pulatua.
Interesting to see that St Helens not interested in kicking early in the tackle count. They've waited till the last. Oh, that's a good charge down.
And Mossop gets to the ball and misses it, but the referee will bring them back for the original knock-on, which was by St Helens. Louis McCarthy Scarisbrooke thought he was on his way to the try line.
Well, was that a knock-on or was it knocked backwards? Either way, the officials made the decision.
Was it Howarth? Well, even so, did Louis McCarthy Scarisbrooke come up with a push in the back of Lee Mossop? If so, it could have been a penalty.
That looked a touch forward, and the referee has got the call from the sideline and the touch judge. Forward pass, so immediately Stuart Cummings, the officials involved very early.
Well, both teams have had a couple of sets of 6 to get into the tackling, but a couple of mistakes early on, and you know, James will have a chance to talk to them at the scrum now for the first time about a couple of things that might have been of concern to him in the first couple of sets.
Well, you expect a little bit more from the experienced Michael McIlorum there. It was a lazy pass. The man had already overrun him. It's pressure, though. As we keep saying, it's bragging rights between these two sides.
Wants the loose forward, who is Johnny Lomax, for purposes of the scrum tonight, to bind with his arms round the man. It comes out in the same manner, so I suppose pedantic, but he's absolutely trying to work the rules to the ultimate. James Child.
We're still only in an early phase of this game, and I don't expect we see too much yet from St Helens, but in my opinion, the bigger problems for this season, Eddie, have been their attack, not the defence. And there's another classic example of players not really sure who's passing the ball to who, and a really disappointing loss of possession so early from them.
Well, it was a poor call. It was supposed to be a dummy runner. He got in the way. Not be happy, Nathan Brown. He wanted a good start. That's good defence. He's lost it. He's a big fella. That'll be play on.
Tremendous tackle on Liam Farrell. Was it Lafranchi who got underneath the ribs? Terrific tackle. Here is Lomax.
Again, a bit of a high shot there by Michael McIlorum. He's got to keep an eye on himself here. That's the second occasion the Wigan hooker has had a swing.
And hands in at the play the ball. Anthony Gowing is penalised by James Child.
They've got to kick for corner. Don't worry about the 2 points on offer. They've got to keep applying this pressure, turn the tourniquet.
First penalty of the match goes St Helens' way, and Gareth O'Brien will deposit the ball into touch.
And really fascinating here now to see what they do with these 6 players in this next 60 seconds. I'm sure this is a scenario that they've practiced. A penalty deep inside their opponent's half. what players do they put on and how can they break through Wigan's defence?
Stuart Howarth will give the ball to O'Brien. Here is Lafranchi, whose wonderful tackle dislodged the ball from the grip of Liam Farrell. Howarth is waiting again at dummy half. It's now with O'Brien on the season long, on the rest of the season loan anyway from Warrington. Willie Manu, big defence from Wigan.
Eddie, they missed an opportunity with Johnny Lomax out the back then.
Howarth again, and Louis McCarthy-Scarsbrook shaped to flick the ball backwards, took the tackle instead from Liam Mossop. Howarth is there again. O'Brien finds Wilkin, good ball on the inside, but forward.
He picked it out. The idea was good, but he just held on, and you could see there that Lomax chiming in from the full-back position. John Wilkin knew that it would work. Trouble is, it just drifted forward.
Do you know what, Steve? I don't think you can ever question the shape that which St Helens play with. Sometimes it's the execution, sometimes it's the pass, like this going forward from John Wilkin to Lomax. But they have the players in the correct, hitting the right hold. Sometimes they're hitting the wrong man, though.
For John Wilkin, the next try will be the 90th of a 14-season-long career for John Wilkin.
It's very easy from the commentary box, but that's not a player that you would expect to come off inside the first 5 or 10 minutes of the game. All the defenders are keen, they're bouncing on the toes, and Liam Farrell easily got across the cover. But as the game wears on, that inside pass, far more likely to succeed.
And the big hit by Willie Manu on Greg Burke.
I think Willie Manu picked up a bit of an injury there. He went in with the right shoulder. He certainly felt it.
McIlorum waits at dummy half. Matty Smith, who of course had some good days as a St Helens player. Oh, and he hangs on just about as Gelling, and so too does Richards. He got the ball and flicked it up, but they were on him in a flash.
Good pressure as well. This has got to be a good kick.
Blake Green with it. And it's into the arms of Johnny Lomax. And here comes young Adam Swift. It's a fairy tale for him, Adam Swift. He was fullback for Whitehaven over the last 3 weeks. Here he is in the biggest night of the St Helens season. Lomax to his feet again. It's Wilkin. Pops the ball up for Tony Pulatua. Pulatua and Francis Melly on the way to Salford in 2014. That's another forward-looking pass, but Louis McCarthy-Scarsbrook is away, and he's taking on the young full-back, Ryan Hampshire, who did really well. He had not much support with him.
He should have had more support. This has got to be a penalty. No, he hasn't been put down yet.
Tremendous work from Hampshire.
I thought the official had called that he'd halted progress.
Gareth O'Brien will hoist the kick out wide, looking for Tommy Makinson. Makinson paps that ball forward, then knocks it back. It's play on. Little dab through by Gareth O'Brien. Liam Farrell there to the rescue for Wigan. First real threat on the line from the Saints.
Well, it was a wonderful break, wasn't it? Louis McCarthy-Scarsbrook playing in a different position in the loose forward. Didn't really look for support, but it should have been there. Stuart Howarth came a little bit too late. They knocked it back. Beautiful work here, Gareth O'Brien, and come to the rescue. Boy, Liam Farrell, he's had a wonderful season, but didn't he just put himself in the right position at the very right time?
Michael McIlorum, the captain for the night, just asking the question of a possible knock-on, but I think the knock-on possibility was nullified by the fact it was flicked back.
I think going back to the break by Louis McCarthy-Scarsbrook, that typifies the lack of confidence that St Helens have had in attack this season. If you break through Wigan's line on the halfway line, it was imperative that some of the white jerseys got up to help him out. That had to be a scoring opportunity they had to convert.
Howarth will turn the ball in midfield to Pulatua again.
But you've got to give credit to the Saints side. They're trying everything. Inside passes. And that McCarthy-Scarsbrook break came on. No, nearly an intercept there. That'll be back to another set of 6.
It is, it's a free play. He's going for it, is Manu. This will be with Hampshire. They'll bring it back for the original knock-on.
Well,
I don't know why he didn't just drop on that and make it a 0 tackle, you know, because, I mean, it gets 10, 15 metres here, look.
Well, the player.
And he puts the kick in. I mean, just go down with the tackle.
Eddie, sometimes it's a rush of blood, though. When you're out there in the battle of playing the game, Willie Manu probably backed himself. He had a look up, he couldn't see Ryan Hampshire, so he just drops it onto his toe. Whether it's the right play or the wrong play, he still comes back to the scrum and they get the ball back.
Eddie, you're talking a forward, about a forward.
9 minutes, 0-0. Saints and Wigan. Vital match this is for Saints. That's a great ball. Here goes Swift. Swift's in for the first try. Swift down that wing. Well, he's back in the side after missing the last 8. Full-back for Whitehaven in the last 3 weeks. 4 appearances in the Championship in all and 3 tries. This is his 5th St Helens appearance of the year, and that's his 4th try. And how quick was he down the wing? Swift by name and swift by nature.
Well, they nearly got the intercept in it, and then they went for the power play, kicked through. It had to be brought back, but they worked on that blind side, and it's very, very well indeed. Melly's offload, and Swift, as his name describes himself, he certainly was. Great offload, bang! He knew he was there. Not often you see a side will take a gamble on that blind side from the base of the scrum, but boy, it came off well. Nathan Brown, obviously a planned move. He's suffered throughout this season as the new coach, Nathan Brown. Injuries really decimated this St Helens squad. But that was a wonderful finish. And I said a few moments ago, Eddie, the mere fact that Saints are just trying everything. They're pulling out everything out of the top drawer, and that one was superb.
And Matty Smith, I don't think, was too impressed with what he has just seen. He's been giving the players who are gathered around the posts a bit of a rollicking. But here's Gareth O'Brien, on loan from Warrington, playing a key role for the club. 6th in a row. He's played for 4 clubs this year: Warrington, Castleford and Swinton, and now St Helens. Can he add the extras? The crowd will tell you, and the flags will confirm that he can. And Saints are ahead 6-0.
And that has to be the start that they spoke about. We said before the game, as you see here, they've scored twice as many tries on the left as the right. Francis Melly is one of the major reasons from that. Puts it on a plate for Adam Swift, who finishes it well. But there's been only 4 games this season when Wigan haven't scored the first points. On 3 of them, the Warriors have lost. The other one was a draw. The sense of giving themselves the greatest possible foundation to go on and help compete and possibly win this match.
And you know, Phil, this is probably the best start that St Helens have had, because it's been a very stop-start occasion for them this year. But the way that Nathan Brown have got them working these moves, running on the angle, you know, we already saw the break from McCarthy Scarsborough. That came about by him running on the angle, not running at the man, but through the gap.
Well, in my opinion, what's helped them is some quick play the balls. That means players have got to be aggressive, run hard and strong, and bump the defender out of the way. The Saints, I guess, over the last decade, it's all smiles for the coach at the moment. With that fast to play the ball, certainly suits their style and philosophy.
Desperate for the win, Nathan Brown. He has been quoted this week as saying, you know, he realises the results haven't been all they might have been on this Langtree Park Stadium, and a win tonight would be obviously 2 vital points in the quest for the playoffs, but also a reward for the fans, because the fans who have travelled and the fans who have come here have been magnificent for St Helens all year. The chairman knows that as well, Eamon McManus. They're contemplating their worst ever finish in 18 Super League seasons. That's why he went public a week or 2 ago. The weekend results, though, have given them hope of finishing 5th. But that will be the lowest they've been so far in Super League. The last time, 2004. This is the free play again.
Do you know, great shot by Louis McCarthy Scarsbrook then. He's come up with a fantastic run, and then just have a little look at this. He just gets his body straight into Gelling. That's great contact. Johnny Lomax then goes for the free play. Obviously, that doesn't come up. Good shot. Legal as well.
Certainly was, and helped along with the hooker, Stuart Howarth. Howarth went low. That fella in the screen, he went high, ball dislodged.
He's the top tackler, is Louis McCarthy Scarsbrook, but he is also the most penalised.
And he looks like a big thing too, doesn't he? He stood out wide. If they get the ball to him, Wigan backs are going to have to be brave.
And he's operating at loose forward tonight. He has played there in the past, of course. And he's full of running. And there he is on the shoulder of Lomax.
Eddie, he stands that wide because you're after trying to get a big man on a little man. He'll still play the game in the middle channel. He'll still be playing like a prop forward, even though he's playing in that loose forward role.
Here is the prop forward, Lafranchi.
Now remember, we did mention that it's boiling hot out there. Humidity very high. And yet, the ball handling has been pretty good considering. It's got to be sweaty palms out there.
So Howarth scampers into dummy half again. And you go down the left-hand channel with Wilkin. Short ball to Manu. And Flower comes in because Matty Smith and Daryl Goulding had halted him. Down goes Manu. Lomax waits. There's Wilkin. Here's Pulatua. Showed it to Louis McCarthy. Scarsbrook took the tackle instead.
Blindside move, perhaps.
No, they're coming this way with O'Brien. Little dink over the top from O'Brien. Palm back by Jordan Turner, but picked up easily in the end by Young Hampshire. Well, look, you think it's hot here, and it is. The Cornish Rebels beat Devon Sharks at the weekend in the South West Cup final at Launceston. The Rebels won 42-36 after extra time in temperatures of 30 degrees plus. And apparently, extra time, it was the golden point. Thank goodness the players will say we haven't got that in Super League right now. But isn't it glorious? Glorious weather, fantastic stuff, and the shirt sleeve crowd. This is what Super League is all about. And matches like this, of course.
Difficulty for Wigan to get anywhere near a good position to ensure that the kick and chase is good. This might help. Not the best.
You read that well, Swift.
Yeah, but it should have been deeper. Swift was not dropping back.
This is Makinson.
There's the position.
And here's a penalty for St Helens. Gil Dudson. It was a bit of a flop,
won and lost,
hanging on.
Eddie. Sorry, in the middle of the field, and at the moment, Saints unusually are beating Wigan. The big players for Wigan left on the ground, trying to slow down that play of the ball, and a complete reversal of when these sides met around Easter time at the DW Stadium. I suppose it would have been worrying for the St Helens supporters if their team couldn't even get up for this game, but they've certainly been aggressive and clearly the best team in the opening 15.
And you know, if they make it to the playoffs, and I'm fairly confident that they will, I don't think they can be written off on the road to Old Trafford.
You never can, Eddie. I mean, you know, 5 on the trot. Oh,
not
beautiful!
Not with this fellow. Swift's in for a second. Swift's in for a second, courtesy of Lomax, but the referee has not given it yet. Possible obstruction, back play.
That's what you need from a fullback, to come on the angle. Look how he's just lurking away. He's there with the scrum cap. Takes it on the second phase. They've utilised it's Manu coming through.
What do you think, Stuart?
Well, I think that's the one they're looking at, and Lomax has caught the ball on the outside shoulder, and Matty Smith has gone into the defender. I don't think there's any obstruction there at all.
Eddie, there's absolutely no problem with that. Matty Smith comes in and takes the wrong option, simple as.
Checking the grounding, so Adam Swift is going to get his second try. This will be confirmed on the big screen, and St Helens supporters will be celebrating like they're at Old Trafford. Adam Swift, what a story. Playing for Whitehaven over the last 3 weeks in the Championship. Here he is on the biggest stage, and he's got the first 2 tries of the night.
All came about with a silly penalty given away by Dudson. He had 3 or 4 attempts, and again on that left-hand side, it was good utilisation of the fact they utilised that dummy runner, but it was the way that Lomax come. Look how he lurks out the way. He knew he was going to get it. Threw the dummy. Nothing that Daryl Goulding could do about that. He took the dummy easy as anything. The good offload. Wow. 2 tries in the early part of this game. He'll be looking for the hat trick, that's for sure.
And a second opportunity for Gareth O'Brien from way out on the left-hand side. Oh, he's kicking well. Sensational. 12-0 St Helens. Gareth O'Brien must have been like an early Christmas present for Nathan Brown when Tony Smith said yes, take him for the rest of the season.
That's a fantastic kick. But just have a little look at the work that Johnny Lomax does. He comes from one side of the ruck to the other, and it's the late adjustment from Gil Dudson. He goes left to cover where Johnny Lomax had come from. Unfortunately for Wigan and for Sean Wayne, they didn't have the numbers there on the right edge.
Be interesting if Warrington play St Helens in the playoffs, whether O'Brien will be allowed to line up against the Warrington Wolves. Gareth Hock can't play for Widnes against Wigan. So
well,
the die is cast.
I know, but it really depends on what they've agreed on. I'm sure there'll be something in some sort of a contract, but we keep saying it. The contract's not worth the paper it's written on at times.
And the thing is, if you are a Warrington coach, you are the Warrington board, you couldn't have Gareth O'Brien kicking you out of the race to Old Trafford, could you?
I think you've got it right, Eddie. Well, this is a golden opportunity now. They've lost possession. It's been a long time since Wigan have applied any sort of pressure. Howarth just lost control of it. Didn't appear to be a loose arm, whipping it away. So important now that Wigan get at least some good field position. Not once have they applied that pressure.
It was a big hit initially by Greg Burke. Liam Farrell wants to get to his feet and play quickly, which he does. Here's the captain for the night, McIlorum. Gets it away to Gelling, who he got away from Jordan Turner a bit easily. Fortunately for Turner, they muscled up in defence and got the numbers back, but look where Wigan are. 5 metres away, 2 tackles, and they're going to get another set of 6 here because of a hand in the ruck by Louis McCarthy-Scarsborough.
Well, a centre does well here. Watch him struggle. Give the opportunity for the official to blow the whistle, and he did.
Big test of this. Oh, I was going to say big test for St Helens defence here.
It went backwards. I think he's got it right, James Child. He's not happy. Sean Wayne thought they should have done better with it.
Mossop will drive it in.
This is where Blake Green and Matty Smith, they've got to work the magic. Smith is on that second phase. He's not going to take it first off. They've gone the wrong way, though.
Farrell. And Saints turn now to muscle up in defence. Here's McIlorum. He'll give it to Blake Green this time. He showed it to one. He went underneath the original challenge of Pulatua. 4 tackles gone. Can St Helens hold Wigan out here? It would be a real blow if they can, and they can. A real blow for them, this. One against the head in many ways for Saints, that.
Well, a short ball was on. You can see they were trying to utilise the dummy runner. He came. He just should have taken it. He would have scored.
It was a tough ball to catch that. Josh Jones, the number 19. Let's give him some credit for getting off the line, putting a bit of pressure on Ben Flower and dislodging that ball.
It's a pretty good opening quarter for St Helens. I think Nathan Brown will be smiling in the box at the moment. You know, look, his side are making breaks. The quick play, the balls are coming for their side. A lot of meters made by the home team, completely in control. And I suppose there's only 2 things you need to do in rugby league: score when you've got the ball and defend when you haven't. And at the moment, Saints are clearly doing the 2 the best.
Well, when you remember the way this season started for Nathan Brown and the shellacking his new team took from his old team, the Huddersfield Giants, he could do the Giants a massive favour tonight by beating the Wigan Warriors, keeping them behind the Giants in the race for the league leaders' shield. What an achievement, Huddersfield, by the way, top of the table, and doing it on the back of crowds of 5,000. Please, Huddersfield supporters, get down to the stadium and support the Giants.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? Top of the table they sit.
And 5,000. It's a joke.
Yep.
Green with a kick out wide looking for Richards. And that went
play
back
on.
off Makinson, so it's back to 0 in the tackle count. And here is Gelling. Finds Green. Farrell will drive it forward.
Offside.
High shot. High shot, Gareth O'Brien.
And I tell you what, Makinson should have made a better job of that. It was a nice little kick over there by Blake Green, put them in a position. And you can see it was quite high on Farrell, no doubt about it. Right into the neck area. A little bit more aggression in the forwards now, set something up. They've got to try to drag in this St Helens defence. That look forward,
It is.
He's picked it.
Blake Green's pass. And Sean Wayne, I don't think that's a frown because he's sitting in the setting sunshine. I don't think he's going red because of sunburn. I think he's furious.
And he's every right to be furious. You know, you got the likes of Blake Green, and also before that, Michael McIlorum doing 2 silly forward passes under no pressure, and he knows it too. It's bad enough being without possession, but when you get it and you just waste it, oh.
So the scrum will form, and Saints with head and feed. Wigan won here 28-10 on their first visit to the new ground on Good Friday last year. That rankles with St Helens, of course. Trying to square up the ledger at Langtree Park tonight. 12-0 they lead, the Saints.
Eddie, we just saw a graphic then of the completion rate from both sides. St Helens up near 80% and Wigan down 55%. I believe I'm going to go back to that run from Lou McCarthy-Scarsbrook. That's why St Helens seems to have been playing on the front foot, and then on the back of that he come up with a tackle that dislodged the ball.
This is Manu, who gets through and gets the ball away to Pulatua, who offloads to Lomax.
It was forward. It was. You could see the direction of the arm, but the idea will be pleasing Nathan Brown. The opportunity, you can see the direction.
Of his hand?
No.
I think it's a forward.
He put his arm out about 3 foot in front of him and then passes the ball backwards.
Listen, there's no point you arguing. We have the expert, Stuart.
Well, it looks a fairly flat pass, but I will say that Robert Hicks was in a better position than we were. He was right in line with the pass and called it straight away.
Well, his body's in front. 50-50 on that angle.
It doesn't matter where his body is, though, Steve, but his hand was in front of him and he passed the ball backwards. Surely.
Well, it just shows you that decision about the forward pass. All looking at the same angles. They're all looking at the same incident. Everybody in the commentary box was in dispute. The refereeing experts sat on the fence, and that's why the television cameras cannot be used for forward passes in the decision about whether a try is legal or not.
Either way, Wigan know they have to score. It's as simple as that, because they've been beaten in nearly every department.
Nancy Smith, that's nice work. Good on his feet, isn't he, this young lad? Oh, and then was he taken out as he tried to chase ahead? Yeah. Yes, he was. Ryan Hampshire gets the penalty.
Good feet as well by the fullback.
That's confidence, isn't it?
Yep. Is that fair enough,
in a derby game?
Yeah, they've just moved across in front of him. They have to stand the ground if he's going for that gap.
Well, a great chance here for Wigan to get themselves on the score sheet and breathing a bit of sigh of relief amongst their supporters and their coach. It's Liam Farrell, and here is Richards! And Richards gets over in the corner. The Saints fans don't like it. They are convinced that there was never a forward pass, and they are convinced maybe also that the two players might not have moved off the mark and blocked the run of Ryan Hampshire, but the referee was convinced that's all that matters, and Richards goes over for the try.
Super League wouldn't be super without controversy. It's all about the positioning, never mind whether the fingers are going backwards or not. Hampshire kicked through. How about this for confidence? You see that they just moved across his line. He has to be penalised. He was, and this is quick hands. Good work there by Farrell. It wasn't the best to come out of the line, and they paid the price, didn't they? Richards knew he was in. Lomax had no chance.
Well, Pat Richards, in his 7th and final year at Wigan, second on the goal charts. Only Danny Brough has scored more, and he got 2 tries and 4 goals against St Helens on Good Friday. And here he comes now, the Australian-Irish international, to try and add to that total and get Wigan right back in this contest. 12-4 right now. Terrific kicker, Pat Richards, as we all know, as he has shown us over the past 7 seasons. But not on this occasion. 12-4.
Sorry, Eddie, just drifted away to the right. Normally he's pretty accurate from kicking on that right, but you'll see here that Gareth O'Brien, sorry, not Gareth O'Brien, Tommy Makinson it was, that comes right out of the line, left this fella the gap. Beautiful little offload by Liam Farrell, and they're back in the game when it looked, quite frankly, as though St Helens were just going to take them apart.
Willie Manu has left the field, and number 25, Alex Walmsley, has come on for the Saints.
That's going to be
important. McIlaurin, the captain, has been withdrawn, and young Logan Tompkins comes on for Wigan.
That's going to be part of the game as well, Eddie, because as we mentioned, it's going to be very difficult when it gets into the second half, especially the final quarter. It is hot, it's humid, and it's just taking those forwards, rotating them, trying to give them a rest, get some energy back into their bodies.
So Wigan with their tails up after that try from Richards. This is Ben Flower. First start at prop since the win at Wakefield last month. Farrell will take it forward again. Early season, we were all talking about Liam Farrell as a possible man of steel, weren't we?
He's still got to be up there, Eddie. He's had a wonderful year, hasn't he? It's as simple as that.
Well, he's already saved a try in this game and set one up, so he's not doing too bad tonight.
England international Liam Farrell. And Blake Green finds Matty Smith. Smith pumps the ball over the top, and that will skip away on this lush surface, this dry surface, bone hard. They say thunderstorms are due in the next 48 hours, and we're going to be flooded out.
Well, it's a 40-20 surface, actually. And a few other teams over the course of the weekend were able to execute those plays. Darren Brough put 2 in the game for Huddersfield. As the grounds get harder, the best kickers like it. They see a chance to kick hard and early, and they can take advantage of kicking from their own half and getting possession at the scrum.
Do you know what? That's his first touch, that Alex Walmsley. There's Sam Tompkins in the screen. Alex Walmsley's first touch, he come up with a half break, and he was fantastic at the DW Stadium early this year.
Yeah, he's settled in well, hasn't he? And I've been really impressed with him. He doesn't shirk it, that's for sure. Puts in good effort.
Little dink over the top for Johnny Lomax to chase, and Lomax tried to hack it forward.
Well, it was undecided then. Should I go for it, or it just bounced a little bit awkward? It was a beautiful planned move. Over the top there. O'Brien got to it, and then he just couldn't get. Boy, they've thrown everything but the kitchen sink, haven't they?
He's only played half the season, Johnny Lomax, the 2011 Young Player of the Year. Only the 12th appearance of 2013. They've missed him, they've missed Roby, they've missed all the big stars, St Helens this year, but they're still in the mix. And they still have designs on Old Trafford. Logan Tompkins, Anthony Gelling gets the ball away to Richards. That ball bobbling all over the place. And that's the turnover. They got in the right mess then.
Yeah, why did he go for the kick? And why did he try to offload when they... Oh, well, either way, it's a turnover. Bit of a panic situation.
Gelling is struggling a bit.
The one thing that is concerning me, if you're a Wigan fan, is that Liam Farrell, they utilise him in attack on this left-hand side out wide, but he's been used more as a prop than the props out there. He'll be running out of steam soon.
Let's go down to Rod for some injury news.
Well, Eddie, Anthony Gelling there, as you said, having a problem with his thumb or finger, and he appeared from my position down here to have a dislocation, which he was putting it back in himself, and he was in a lot of pain. They do it all out there, don't they? They play rugby league as hard as you like, and they do the medical staff themselves. He looks in a bit of bother, though, Anthony Gelling.
Yes, he does. O'Brien pops it up to Walmsley. The ball comes up in the air in the collision. Wellens is out there as well.
Good
Logan
hit.
Tompkins. Oh, hello. You can't be doing things like that. It's a penalty to St Helens.
Well, it's completely lost the plot. They've just received the ball. Flower.
He's not tackled.
Into the cap.
He's quite entitled to do that, Wellens.
And he just comes and pushes him away. You can't take charge out there.
Tackle not completed. Ben Flower, though, just saw red. And,
knock on.
Flower to the rescue. Well, he redeemed himself immediately.
Do you know, Eddie, it's amazing when you make a mistake, and you know you have, and you've got to play in big games with composure. And Ben Flower knows that he lets his teammates down, but boy, did he come up with a shot then on Clough to dislodge it. A bit of sledging going on from the Welsh forward as well.
And you know, Tez, that could lift Wigan, because they've been off the boil. Okay, they've scored the try. Richards got in out wide, but that will probably just lift them. Say, come on, we're really in a big, hard, tight fight now.
Goulding to his feet, plays it to Logan Tompkins.
It's going to be difficult for the man with the whistle as well, James Child, because this could get a little bit tasty. Turn up the heat. Turn it up. It's already boiling out there.
It is, and now it's the Saints' turn to try and force an error. I think the word from the sideline is that Nathan Brown was asking his players to go for the two that were on offer from the penalty that was given for the push by Ben Flower, but the players on the field spurned the advice, and Blake Green with the kick downfield. But that was a good defensive set from Saints there. And they kicked early.
It had to be as well, Eddie, but that's a better kick there from Green. At least he's dissected the winger and the full back. He'll be happy with the scoreline 12-4, but as you say, sometimes you can't get the message out quick enough.
But it's been an exacting season for the laid-back Brown.
Well, he knows in the last 10 minutes or so his side have missed a few points. Wigan have had a bit more possession, missed a few tackles, I should say, and had a bit more possession. They've started to narrow the gap a little bit.
But Saints still ahead by 12 points to 8. 7.5 minutes to half-time. They're 12 points to 4. I couldn't see then for 4 fingers in front of my face from all round me. You've got fat fingers, haven't you, Steve-O?
You've shot me, big time.
You're only doing your best.
I know. Oh, dear me. They're not that fat.
I couldn't see the screen.
I didn't walk in front of you. It was only my fingers, okay?
Leeds will be in action next Thursday, the 1st of August. London against the champions. 8 o'clock, Sky Sports 1 HD. And the following night we'll see Wigan again, their home game against Hull Kingston Rovers, who were improving until they were beaten yesterday by Warrington. We'll see how they will respond to that. But they are still very much in the mix as well, Hull KR. They've done really well just lately under Craig Sandercock. Interference as Richards tried to get to his feet. Penalty to Wigan now. It's just gone a little scrappy.
Yeah, lack of confidence there, just trying to make sure that they could get the defence back. Old-timer Wellens didn't con the man with the whistle, though. Well, they could be in danger of sort of blowing this away. Remember, they were raced to a 12-0 lead in full control.
Logan Tompkins, Green and Farrell. Tremendous run from Farrell, that. 40 metres away from the St Helens line. Tompkins again. Here comes Scott Taylor. Down he goes, but running with some vigour, the former Hull KR man. Green again, finds Matty Smith. A couple of holes just starting to open up in the St Helens defence, but that one was quickly closed by Pulatua. Tompkins once more. Oh, he bounced away from Paul Clough. Here is Matty Smith. They get it wide to Goulding. That could have been a flop by Wilkin.
No, the ball hadn't touched the ground.
He wasn't tackled on that one.
Matty Smith up in the air looking for Gelling. Brilliantly claimed by Makinson.
Tremendous take under pressure. It was a wonderful kick as well. Boy, that lifts the side's confidence when you can see a winger take that amongst all the pressure there, especially from Anthony Gelling.
Well, Wigan looking for the mistakes.
Yeah, it's important now that Wigan keep them way down there.
Wormsley trying to spin away from a couple. They're doing a good job, Wigan, in defence here. Lomax, wide it goes to Swift. He fancies it, doesn't he, tonight, Adam Swift? 20 years of age, he's playing with so much confidence.
Not a bad tackle for the prop forward, Ben Flower. Who,
Not the best, that, though, from Lomax.
Just saying, Ben Flower was having a bit of a rest out there anyway. He came to the rescue, he got to Swift.
Hold. Go.
Now that it's Gelling again for Wigan. Tries to brush away from Turner, can't do so on this occasion. Logan Tompkins quickly in at dummy half. Farrell's waiting. Farrell can't get the ball away. Tompkins again. Blake Green. Good ball to Scott Taylor. Good run from the big man as well.
Good tackle by Clough, right round the ankles.
Here's Blake Green. Gets it away to Matty Smith.
Oh,
Wigan.
should have passed it. It should have gone.
He's lost it now.
Well, Tewson was on the right-hand side there of Matty Smith. He would have just sauntered it.
Do you think it was delayed reaction when he did lose the ball in the tackle here? No, he knows that the ball was there to be passed.
No, he should have passed it earlier than that.
I'm saying,
yeah.
but he was frustrated with himself.
Here's a knock-on by St Helens at the play of the ball.
Well, tit for tat, isn't it? That was a shocker.
That Greenwood just on, Joe Greenwood.
Yep. All the hard plays that you do, all the defensive efforts, and you get up, you have the ball, and you come up with a mistake like that. Probably to get to half-time now, dangerous time for St Helens. They're going to have to defend for probably 3 sets of 6.
I was going to defend the mistake by St Helens until I realised it was Greenwood. And as Phil says, he's only just on. They must be absolutely out on their feet, these players. They're playing in 30 degrees plus out there, and yet they're giving us quite a match.
Eddie, I'll tell you what that was. That was nerves then.
Green pops it up again. Here's Taylor. Scott Taylor.
I've been disappointed the way that Wigan are not utilising dummy runners. There's far too much
coming here on the right. They've got him coming here. He's gone to the left.
This is Green. He gives it to Gelling, and he's immediately tackled. Great work by O'Brien. It's Green again. Ball on the ground. Finds its way somehow to Hampshire. There was a hand snaked out then.
Yeah.
Was it Howarth?
Yeah. Clough went a bit low, I feel. Yeah, Howarth. Doesn't matter if he comes off the ball, it's where he finishes. They're going for broke here.
Yeah, they're not interested in 2, Wigan. Ben Flower takes them to within 3-4 metres of the line. Logan Tompkins, back it comes to Blake Green. Here is Matty Smith. Matty Smith, then loose pass from him. Charnley picks it up, and Swift was to him. He's not happy, is he, the Wigan coach?
They're off the pace. It's as simple as that. Looks like there's a problem left arm for the winger. Josh Charnley is holding that left arm. What's happened? Has it been a wrist problem?
Crosby will drive it in again for the Wigan Warriors.
Got to run different angles.
He's got a problem as Josh Charnley. Tompkins again. Matty Smith. Matty Smith back it comes to Green. Green then to Hampshire. What a hit by Gareth O'Brien.
Come to daddy.
Last tackle. Matty Smith floats it high.
It's a good one.
It's knocked forward by Charnley. Charnley, I think, has knocked that forward, but the referee will check. Charnley's in agony with the wrist, but he's still contested for the high ball. Now then, it's all down to what Ian Smith sees here.
They're all onside. Matty Smith, superb kick. You see Charnley just out on that right-hand side of the screen. Does he knock it forward? No, it doesn't come off Charnley. This will be a try.
Well, the challenge is fine, and it's gone backwards off St Helens, so I think this will be a try as well.
Things are on the up. Former referees agreeing with me.
No touch by Charnley, Stuart, no.
I can't see a touch by Charnley. I just think it comes back off the Saints player. Nothing I've seen yet that makes it look like there's a touch.
I think that's a try too.
Well, he is Super League's top try scorer, is Josh Charnley.
He misses it. This is going to be given. It's a knock-on anyway from Saints, so that should be play on, irrespective of whether Charnley touched Charnley afterwards.
Well, it goes back, so it's play on, but I do think it's a try. I think
this is just what they needed, Wigan, and it is. The try is given to Charnley. Tries in 12 of Wigan's last 13 games now for Josh Charnley. He's just 3 off 100 with the Wigan club. 5 hat-tricks this year. 26 tries for the season now. The competition's top try scorer, and battling through the pain barrier, and he's come up with a vital try.
But look at this. This is a shocking, absolutely shocking attempt. It was going sideways, then they gave another penalty away. High shot from Howard. They have just gifted Wigan back into this game when they were in control, St Helens. Nathan Brown will be furious, but you take your opportunities, and there haven't been many for Wigan in this first stanza. And Charnley has picked up a vital try just before the break.
And Richards has missed with his second kick. Both of them out wide, one on the left, that one on the right. 12-8, it's the kicking of O'Brien that separates the two sides.
Beautiful kick here, wasn't it, by Matty Smith? Swift went a little bit too early. It just ricocheted off his arm and shoulder, and there you see the problem that Charlie is having with that left wrist.
Time off.
I think maybe it was a stray boot that he stood on it. It was John Wilkin, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah.
John Wilkin just got a... Yes, he just got a foot on the wrist of Charlie. It was totally accidental.
Yeah. Well, Nathan Brown will be furious. Sean Wayne will be saying, what, we're only 4 points adrift at half-time?
Remarkable thing about this first half, 4 tries, all of them scored by wingers. That's the half-time siren, in case you were wondering. 12-8 to the Saints. Charlie has got a problem with the wrist, but he still was brave enough to get up above them and touchdown for the second try. So 12-8 it is, and nervous times, really, I suppose, for the supporters, the coaching staff and the players on both sides. But in the heat